Welcome to Rosso Auto. Many of you asked me what are the differences between a sports car and a grand tourer. What are the differences between a supercar and a hypercar, or a megacar, and so on. So in this video I will try to explain the differences between all these categories. Now let's start with the sports car. What is a sports car? A sports car is a car designed for spirited performance and nimble handling. Sports cars may be Spartan or luxurious, but high maneuverability and lightweight are requisite. Sports cars are usually aerodynamically shaped since the 50s, and have a lower center of gravity than standard models. Steering and suspension are typically designed for precise control at high speeds. Traditionally, sports cars were open roadsters, but coupes also started to become popular during the 30s. Some insurance companies have even attempted to use mathematical formulae to categorize sports cars. Traditionally, the most common layout for sports cars was a two-seater roadster with an open roof like the Fiat 124 Spider. But some of them have two smaller rear seats for children or occasional for adults, like the most variations of the Porsche Carrera, which is a sports car with two smaller rear seats. Subscribe to my channel and let me know in the comments which car you consider to be a sports car. The Grand Tourers. What is a Grand Tourer? A Grand Tourer, GT, is a car that is designed for high speed and long distance driving, due to a combination of performance and luxury attributes. The most common format is a front engine, rear wheel drive, two-door coupe, with either a two-seat or a 2+2 arrangement. It can be also determined as a sports car with a smoother suspension for higher distances. The term derives from the Italian language phrase Gran Turismo, which became popular in the English language from the 1950s, evolving from fast touring cars and streamlined closed sports cars during the 1930s. Some examples are, obvious, the Maserati Gran Turismo, the Bentley Continental GT, the Aston Martin DB11, BMW 8 Series, and many more. I have to mention that the Porsche Carrera is the most tricky of all, because it began clearly as a sports car. But during the years Carrera became so technologically advanced that it's smooth and fast at the same time. But also it is faster than some supercars. More specific, the base models are considered to be sports cars and grand tourers, but the RS versions are performance vehicles faster than many supercars. The GT2 RS was once the fastest car in the most demanding truck, the Nürburgring. Write in the comments which car would you trust for a big trip. Car category. What is a supercar? The Lamborghini Miura, produced from 1966 to 1973, is often said to be the first supercar alongside Alfa Romeo 33 Stradale. By the 70s and 80s the term was in regular use, if not precisely defined. One interpretation up until the 90s was to use it for mid-engine two-seat cars with at least 8 cylinders, but typically a V12 engine, a power output of at least 400 brake horsepower or 298 kilowatts, and a top speed of at least 180 miles per hour or 290 kilometers per hour. Other interpretations state that it must be very fast, with sporting handling to match, or it should be sleek and eye-catching. It is also claimed that the definition of a supercar has always been subjective and a matter of blind prejudice. Today's supercar is considered to be the Huracan Evo, the 812 Superfast, the Aston Martin Superleggera, and the McLaren 720S, despite it is faster than some hypercars. And so on. What supercar do you think is the greatest? Now the hypercar category. What is a hypercar? A hypercar is a limited production supercar, with extreme height performance. All hypercars are supercars, but not all supercars are hypercars. For example, the Lamborghini Huracan Evo is a fantastic supercar, but it doesn't match the technological marvel of the McLaren P1 hypercar. Other examples are all the Koenigsegg models and all the Pagani also, the McLaren P1, the LaFerrari, the Porsche 918 and many others. I'm leaving it up to you. You can name a few of them in the comments. And finally, the ultimate category, the megacars. In order to fit one car in this scale, it must have at least 1 megawatt of power, which equals to 1,341 horsepower. All megacars are hypercars, but not all hypercars are megacars. The Koenigsegg 121 is the first homologated production car in the world with 1 megawatt of power, thereby making it the world's first series-produced megacar. In this category are only a handful of examples: the Koenigsegg Regera, the Jesko, and the Siren, and I leave the others to you. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed my work, support by subscribing, liking, and sharing. And because you stayed with me, I will mention to you the most recent category, the Super SUVs. This category started by the Lamborghini Urus and the Bentley Bentayga. I'm not mentioning the Spiker D8 because it was never being produced. It was just a concept car. This category also will include the first SUV to be made by Ferrari, the upcoming Purosangue. To be honest, I'm not so fond of this category, but the people who can afford them have different opinion. Thanks again and drive carefully.